After my parents passed away, my mom's best friend took me in. Her son was strikingly handsome with a bad boy vibe. I called him brother. He scoffed. Mom brought you here to be my child bride. Brother doesn't seem appropriate. Does it? Welcome to Heartbeat Moments. Click subscribe for daily captivating stories. Let's begin. Come, Tina. Meet my son Chase. Mrs. Wilson introduced me to her husband Mr. Wilson before leading me to the roguishly handsome young man. He was breathtaking. I smiled politely. Brother. Chase chuckled lazily. Mom brought you here to be my child bride. Shouldn't you call me something more fitting? Enough. Mrs. Wilson smacked Chase's head. Stop embarrassing yourself in front of your new sister. Exactly. Better abandon your matchmaking plans before you corrupt this innocent girl. Chase retorted with playful arrogance, whistling as he headed out. Mrs. Wilson demanded, Where are you going at this hour? Chase turned with theatrical flair. Out to hang with my troublemaker buddies. Perfect. Take Tina with you. Mrs. Wilson pushed me forward. Keep an eye on him, dear. Before I could protest, Chase exploded. I'm going drinking. Since when did I become a babysitter? Are you taking her or not? Mrs. Wilson's voice dropped with maternal warning. Under the weight of maternal authority, Chase ground his teeth. Fine. Don't blame me if she gets corrupted. Come here. Good girl. You speak English? I hesitated, looking at Mrs. Wilson. Go have fun. Mrs. Wilson beamed, then warned Chase. Take care of your sister. Chase. I bit back a smile. This was my first genuine amusement since losing my parents. The Wilson household radiated warmth. Chase thumped his chest. That Chase title won't go to waste. Let's move. He dragged me to a flashy convertible. Check this out. Chase patted the hood proudly. First passenger in my new ride. Tina. Prepare for legendary driving skills. Maybe I should stay. We screeched out of the driveway. By arrival. My ponytail resembled a bird's nest. Chase tossed his keys to the valet before remembering me. Almost forgot you. He grinned. I'd rather not go in. Nonsense. He hauled me into the deafening club. At the corner booth, a pack of guys wolf whistled. One slicked back his hair and approached. Sean Gu. Call me Sean. Gorgeous. Chase kicked him away as others laughed. Dude. That's Chase's girl. I'm not dash my protest drowned in the music. Chase commandeered a seat. Where'd you find this sweetheart? Chase? Sean asked. Reappearing. Cut the crap. She's just my little sister. Let me make this clear, none of you better hit on her or mess with her. Got it? Chase Ching pointed around the circle of friends, acting like some mob boss. The group immediately nodded. Of course. Chase's sister is our sister too. Sean Gu leaned over asking, What's your name? Kiddo? I smiled slightly. Tina Young. What? Sean shouted over the blaring music. They all had this uncanny ability to converse at full volume despite the noise. When I opened my mouth to repeat, Chase's booming voice cut through. Tina. My girl Tina Young. Got it memorized? Chase then whispered in my ear. Hungry? Their apple pie's killer. Can't believe Mom sent you out without dinner just to bond with me. For the record, I'm not into little sister types. So don't get any ideas. I nodded, leaning closer to retort. Good thing I can't stand chatterboxes. So noisy. When the apple pie arrived, I settled into a corner booth watching them drink, brag, and dance wildly. Around 10 p.m., Chase suddenly stood announcing, I'm out, drawing groans from the group. Dude, are you nuts? The night's just starting. Someone protested. Chase gestured at me with mock resignation. Gotta get the kid home. Girls need their beauty sleep. The group erupted in laughter. Since when did Chase become a skincare expert? Later. Tina! Don't let him keep you up. As we left, the tipsy Chase slung his arm around my shoulders. Steady me. Tina. He slurred, holding up fingers. Normally handle 2 cases of beer easy. But those bastards kept pouring gin, burning a hole in his full weight slumped on me as he mumbled. You can drive? The car pulled up just then. I maneuvered Chase into the passenger seat, taking the wheel myself. Back home, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson scolded their son while apologizing to me. Knew he couldn't be trusted with you, Mr. Wilson said, summoning help to drag Chase inside. Mrs. Wilson suddenly brightened. Since you're starting college soon, you'll stay at Chase's off-campus place. Dorms are too cramped. Before I could refuse, she declared it settled. Next morning at breakfast, Chase squinted at me. How'd we get back last night? Still hungover. I drove. But, you knew the way? GPS. He nodded slowly. Right. Right, then blinked. Wait. You've got a license? You're barely 18. Mrs. Wilson chimed in proudly. Tina aced her driver's test in 32 days. Chase groaned. There goes my life. Now Mom will never stop comparing us. He noisily slurped his congee, muttering about becoming the disappointment child. Tina Young will be starting school soon. Take her shopping for clothes later. Also, since she'll be attending a university, show her your apartment nearby this afternoon so she can get familiar with the area. I'm entrusting Tina to you. You better take good care of her. Mrs. Wilson instructed Chase Ching. Aunt Wilson, that's not. Chase started to protest but trailed off. After dinner, he pulled Tina aside and whispered, Did you see that? Your aunt is trying to force us into living together. This could ruin your reputation. I can just stay in the dorm. Tina offered. No need. I'll give you my keys. You could stay with classmates. Chase suggested. Tina smiled and shook her head. The dorm will be more convenient. When Tina told Mrs. Wilson about wanting to stay in the dorm, she immediately summoned Chase and scolded him. You're just trying to shirk responsibility. Chase looked exasperated. What responsibility do I even have toward her? Mrs. Wilson, furious, dragged Chase away. They returned later with Chase smiling brightly. Don't worry, Tina. Aunt Wilson means well. I'll take good care of you, little sister. Tina sighed quietly. She knew Mrs. Wilson's intentions were good, but she could manage on her own. Mrs. Wilson pressed a card into Tina's hand. This is your monthly allowance. I'll transfer funds each month. Tina tried returning it. Thank you, but I have enough. Just take it. Chase intercepted, slipping the card back into Tina's palm. I haven't gotten allowance since I was 16. Mrs. Wilson glared at him. You're grown. When will you stop acting like a child? Tina glanced at Chase. If she remembered right, he was 25 now. Don't listen to him. He runs his own company, doesn't need our support. Mrs. Wilson said cheerfully, looking Tina over. Now let's go shopping. I've always wanted a daughter to dress up like a living doll. Chase patted Tina's shoulder mockingly. Now you're more pitiful than me getting turned into a dress-up toy. This earned him a chase around the room from his furious aunt. After several rounds, Chase and Tina finally left. In the car, Tina offered the bank card. Please return this to your parents. I really can't accept it. Return it yourself. Chase refused. He took Tina to his apartment near campus, where they found Auntie Zoe handling household duties. The next few days passed smoothly. with Mrs. Wilson frequently visiting with homemade soups and side dishes. Tina gradually settled into the new routine. On move-in day, Chase offered to drive Tina. Staring at his flashy sports car, Tina hesitated. "Get in." Chase waved impatiently. "I'll just take a taxi," Tina said, not wanting to attract attention on her first day. "I don't do taxis. My luggage isn't heavy. I'll manage." Chase exited the car, retrieved Tina's suitcase, and drove off without another word. Sighing, Tina started walking with her luggage. Soon, honking interrupted her. She turned to see Chase in a black Audi. "Low-key enough for you?" He leaned over to open the passenger door. He'd gone back to change cars. He got out of the car again, took the suitcase from my hands and shoved it into the trunk. "Get in." When we arrived at the campus, a senior named Liam Lin greeted us and told Chase Chang, "You can go handle your business." "Chase, I'll help her get the luggage to the dorm." "Thanks." I nodded at Liam before turning to Chase. "Then you, who said I'm busy?" Chase suddenly slung his arm around my neck, tilting his chin up with inexplicable swagger. "I can handle my own sister. Go help someone else." Liam's eye twitched slightly. "But the dorm location, I'll find it." Chase dragged me away and shoved me back into the car. When I pulled out my phone to check the dorm address, he hit the gas and miraculously navigated straight to the residence hall. "How'd you know the way?" I asked, surprised. Chase flashed his signature cocky grin. "Newsflash. Squirt, I go here too. Think you're the only academic weapon around?" This was unexpected. Apparently, it was due to alumni connections. As he hauled my luggage into the dorm building, I noticed dozens of girls staring. With his looks, Chase naturally attracted attention everywhere, though he seemed oblivious. At the dorm door, he announced to my 3 roommates and 2 parents present, "Howdy. I'm Tina's brother Chase. Keep my girls safe during orientation week and I'll treat y'all to lunch." His effortless charm built instant connections without me lifting a finger. After helping set up my bedding, Chase tossed me his car keys. "Parked in the student lot. Come find me when you need wheels." He exited with a theatrical salute, leaving my roommates squealing. "Aya Tina, your brother's smoking hot." No sense letting such a hottie go to waste. "Does he have a girlfriend?" "I don't actually know," I admitted. "Wait, you don't know your own brother's relationship status?" I chuckled. "He's my mom's best friend's son. Not blood related." "Oh," 3 voices harmonized in sudden understanding. My roommate Wendy Wong suddenly gasped. "Tina, y'all are totally childhood sweethearts. Right? That level of devotion? He's clearly husband material." The others nodded vigorously. I just smiled, knowing time would prove otherwise. Orientation week brought both drill instructors and student volunteers, including Liam from yesterday. During the break, he approached. "Hey again." Liam Lin liked the pavilion. "Tina Young," I replied. "Thanks for yesterday." "Sorry about Chase," Wendy materialized, slinging an arm around me. For the record, senior, not her real brother. More like future boyfriend material. I nudged her. "Stop making stuff up." Was I talking nonsense? "Don't you two have an arranged marriage from childhood?" Roommates Chloe and Molly approached. Liam glanced at me, but I remained silent. After the break, we returned to formation. Standing beside Molly, she whispered to me, "That senior likes you." I peeked in Liam's direction and nudged her, "Don't talk nonsense." We were immediately spotted by our eagle-eyed drill instructor and pulled out to shout commands. Around 5 p.m., our first day of military training ended. The 4 of us headed to the cafeteria when someone suddenly called my name from behind. Turning around, I saw Liam jogging over as the other 3 tactfully stepped aside. "Tina, we'll wait for you at the small cafeteria," They left laughing. Watching them go, I turned to Liam, Sr. Did you need something? He scratched the back of his head. I just wanted to ask if you like him. This him must mean Chase. I shook my head truthfully. I had no feelings for him. Liam's face lit up. I continued, Senior. I don't plan to date anyone this freshman year. I want to focus on building my foundation first. With that, I went to join my friends. Wendy immediately pounced. Did Senior Liam confess to you? No. Then what did he want? He asked if I like Chase. Chloe chimed in, do you? I shook my head again. Chloe looked baffled. You don't like someone as handsome as Chase? What's your type then? Wendy teased, Senior Liam's type? My head throbbed from their chatter. Only Molly stayed quiet. Molly crossed her arms and studied me. You like Chase. I can tell. What kind of roommates were these? That evening, Mrs. Wilson called, Tina dear. Come home early tonight. I've prepared all your favorite dishes. Thank you, Mrs. Wilson. Hanging up. I shrugged, can't eat with you guys tonight. Mrs. Wilson wants me home early. Molly nodded sagely, of course. Future mother-in-law takes priority. Chloe and Wendy, ha ha ha. I groaned, you three are such clowns. My empty threat only resulted in being pinned down for tickle torture until I cried with laughter and my stomach ached. At 5 p.m. sharp, I returned home. Mrs. Wilson was bustling in the kitchen, washing my hands. I offered, let me help. She shooed me away, call Chase and hurry him home. I took out my phone and dialed Chase Chang's number. After a moment, the call connected, and Chase answered in his signature playful tone, is this my little Tina? What does my sweet sister need? Aunt Wilson wants you to come home for dinner. Tell your aunt I'm busy. You guys eat without me. Chase hung up before I could respond. When I relayed this to Mrs. Wilson, she launched into a tirade about her son's behavior. I couldn't help but chuckle. Dinner with Mrs. Wilson and Auntie Zoe went on without Chase. After the meal, Mrs. Wilson called again. He's still at the office and probably hasn't eaten. She fretted. Then turned to Zoe. Could you take him some soup? Zoe hesitated. But I need to clean up this chicken mess before Mr. Wilson returns. You know how he hates the smell. I'll go. I offered, jingling the car keys. Chase left his Audi with me. Mrs. Wilson's eyes lit up. Perfect. You can see his workplace. Let me give you the address. The corporate lobby guard blocked my entry. How do I know you're not another gold digger trying to meet our CEO? Amused but patient, I called Chase directly. He appeared moments later. Who dared stop my Tina? Chase mock glared at the security guard before steering me inside. I'll have their head for this. I'm just delivering soup from your mom. I protested, holding up the thermos. I should go. Wait for me upstairs. I'm wrapping up. Chase pulled me into the elevator before I could refuse. In his office, I saw Sean Gu reviewing documents. The two executives looked unexpectedly professional compared to their usual spoiled rich kids persona. As they shared the soup, Sean remarked, "Must be nice having a girlfriend bring home cooked meals instead of takeout." Chase hissed warningly, "Watch your mouth. Don't joke about young ladies like that." Sean smirked. "Seriously though, if you're not into Tina, get lost." Chase kicked his friend's chair. "Not your business." Sean clutched his chest dramatically. "You wound me." Returning to Chase's penthouse late, I went straight to my room. Around 10 p.m., I fell asleep until midnight when I was awakened by thirst. The light in the second-floor lounge revealed Chase in nothing but orange boxers, reaching for water. Our eyes met awkwardly. "Just getting water," I croaked, my face burning as I grabbed a glass. Chase scowled. Aren't you embarrassed? I drank deeply before retorting. Why? I've seen worse. His eyes bulged. You've seen men half naked before? My childhood neighbor. I shrugged. Heading to my room. I changed his diapers too. Saw everything. Chase's outraged shout followed me, babies don't count. Damn it! The next morning, Auntie Zoe's delicious osmanthus cakes were irresistible. Mid-bite, I noticed Chase's furtive glances. Spit it out. I challenged. He studied me intently. You slept fine last night? Why wouldn't I? His jaw worked silently as I took another bite of the gelatinous dessert. Damn. Chase Ching gritted his teeth and muttered under his breath. I've been having insomnia. Yet you're sleeping fine? That's not scientifically possible. He leaned closer. Tina, you know I actually changed your diapers when we were kids. What's your point? Seriously. When you were 1, Mr. and Mrs. Young brought you to our house. I was already a big kid then. He nodded emphatically as if demanding my belief. I shrugged. So? Chase looked astonished. Aren't you embarrassed at all? It's ancient history. Why should I be? You didn't even blush last night seeing me in my boxers. Chase closed his eyes dramatically. Not even a tiny flutter in your heart? I stared at him blankly. What are you trying to say? Chase deflated. Let's eat. After breakfast. I gathered my things for school. Chase intercepted me at the door. Tina. I promised your roommates I'd treat them to dinner. How about this Friday? Sure. I'll check with them and text you. Chase leaned against the doorframe. Hand on the knob. Waiting for your update. My roommates Molly, Wendy, and Chloe all agreed on Friday night for hot pot. When Chase picked us up, he transformed into the ultimate host at the hot pot restaurant. Wendy got so emotional from the spicy broth and beer that she nearly swore an oath of brotherhood with him. Flushed from the heat, Wendy raised her glass. Chase, you're such a legend. I'll tell you a secret I haven't even told my parents. Chase grinned. What's that? Wendy Stage whispered behind her hand, there's a senior in our student union chasing Tina. Chase's gaze snapped to me. True? She's drunk. Ignore her. Wendy pouted. Molly and Chloe back me up. Molly crossed her arms regally. Can't help it, free food talks. Blame Senior Liam for not buttering us up like Chase here. Chase puffed up visibly. That's right. Order whatever you want. I sighed. These people were competing in immaturity. After dinner, Chloe went home while I tried returning to campus. Chase insisted I stay at his apartment for an early start tomorrow. The car ride was unusually quiet until my phone rang. It was Liam Lin, who'd gotten my number during military training. Are you free tomorrow? I'm going to the bookstore. Actually, I need to go there too. Great. Let's meet there. As I hung up, Chase finally spoke. Who was that? I answered casually. Liam Lin. The senior who's been chasing you. Chase Chang's voice rose slightly. Yeah. Chase didn't speak again. He remained silent the entire drive back to his apartment and didn't exchange a single word with me until the next morning when he drove me back to the Wilson residence. Mrs. Wilson asked about my food preferences and discussed dinner menu options with me. Chase sat nearby scrolling through his phone. Mrs. Wilson asked curiously. Why are you hanging around here? You're never home usually. Chase sprawled on the couch like a boneless creature. Just wanted to see you. Keeping you company. Cut the act. Mrs. Wilson snorted. After finalizing the dinner menu, I prepared to go out, telling Mrs. Wilson I needed to buy some books. Once in the car, I called Liam Lin to meet at the bookstore near the cinema that carried extensive selections. When we met, Liam asked what kind of books I needed. Literature related for my major. My high school teacher gave me a reading list. I replied. Turning around, I glimpsed a shadowy figure's scalp disappearing behind a shelf, probably just a shoplifter. I thought dismissively. After purchasing the books, Liam pointed at the nearby cinema. There's a new Hollywood blockbuster playing. Interested? Not really. I smiled. Did you have something specific to tell me today? Liam hesitated. Tina, I've liked you since the first moment I saw you. The confession didn't surprise me. Thank you, I said sincerely. Then added, but I don't feel that way about you. Liam smiled weakly. That's okay. Just let me keep pursuing you. When I returned to the Wilson residence, Chase had already left. But he reappeared shortly after, visibly upset as if he'd encountered trouble elsewhere. Mrs. Wilson asked cheerfully, what's gotten into you now? Chase turned to me, or rather, glared. Nothing. Just thinking some people have zero sense of responsibility. Was I imagining things? Or did some people mean me? Had I done something? After Mrs. Wilson left, I approached him. What's wrong? Chase tilted his chin up defiantly. Nothing's wrong. Baffled, I gathered my books from the coffee table and retreated upstairs. At dinner time, I found Chase still present, a rare occurrence that probably made Mrs. Wilson proud. After the meal, Chase demanded, you leaving or not? I blinked. Going where? Home. Obviously. Go pack up. Let's move. He urged. No thanks. I'm staying with Mrs. Wilson tonight. Don't mind me. Mrs. Wilson pushed me toward the door, laughing. Go with Chase. Off you go. I ended up in Chase's car again. His behavior felt increasingly erratic, maintaining a frosty silence throughout the entire drive. Upon arriving at the apartment, Chase Ching strode upstairs to his room. I followed him. Did I do something to upset you? Direct communication has always been my style. Chase scoffed. What could I possibly say? You didn't even reject that guy hitting on you. Tina. Such graciousness becomes you. I paused, finally connecting the dots about the shadowy figure I'd seen earlier. How childish, he'd been following me. I can't control others' actions. You, Chase gritted his teeth before snapping. Fine. He retreated to his room, slamming the door with finality. His mood swings shifted faster than a weather vane. The next morning, Auntie Zoe mentioned Chase had left at dawn without breakfast. Why were you two arguing last night? She probed. Baffled, I recounted the events. Zoe smiled knowingly. Sweetheart, can't you see? The boy's jealous. Jealous? My voice lifted in disbelief. Chase has always liked you. Besides, your engagement, I smiled faintly. That was just our mother's joke. Chase says I'm not his type. Zoe frowned. He actually said that? To your face? At my nod. She clicked her tongue. That fool's digging his own grave. Having served the Wilson family for decades, Zoe understood Chase's temperament better than anyone. When Chase returned at 5 p.m., he casually handed me a milk tea. Low sugar. Won't ruin your figure. Thanks. Was this his peace offering? He flopped onto the couch, patting the space beside him. Thanksgiving break plans? I'm visiting my hometown. After a beat, he declared, I'm coming. You? Why? Chase lifted his chin defiantly. Can't I want adventure? You'd wander alone like some tragic heroine? We'll share experiences, that's what couples do. I suppressed a laugh at his twisted logic. We departed on the 30th to avoid traffic, yet still found ourselves gridlocked on the highway. Should have taken the train. I muttered. Chase shot me a glance. Road trips build character. This is where memories happen. His jaw tightened as our car inched forward. trapped between taillights stretching endlessly toward the horizon. I couldn't help but laugh. You've got quite the romantic streak. Of course. I'm the king of romance, Chase declared proudly. Though being stuck in traffic wasn't romantic at all. After 3 miserable hours gridlocked, we finally reached my place around 11 p.m. We grabbed a quick bite and turned in early since I wanted to visit my parents' graves at dawn. Chase insisted on joining. But the weather turned treacherous. A sudden downpour caught us mid-visit at the cemetery. We bolted downhill but still got drenched. With no supplies at home, Chase insisted on braving the rain again. Just wait here, Tina. There's a supermarket across from your complex. He dashed out without even grabbing an umbrella. Half an hour later, Chase returned looking like a drowned rat. What took so long? I handed him a towel. He coughed awkwardly. Cut me some slack. Tina. First time at your place, easy to get disoriented. Right? So you got lost. Why didn't you call? Found my way eventually. He shrugged, clearly saving face. Go shower and change. I'll handle the ginger tea. I took the grocery bag. Turning back mid-stride, I found him already stripped to boxers at the doorway. Catching my glance, he froze. Wet clothes, didn't want to ruin your floors. Change in the guest room. I pointed, escaping to the kitchen. When I emerged later, there stood Chase wrapped in a bath towel, frozen mid-creep toward the door. Just getting my luggage. He blushed crimson. I burst out laughing. Go ahead. Feast your eyes. He challenged, dropping the act. After ginger tea, Chase claimed fatigue and crashed until 3 p.m. Finding him flushed with fever, I called the clinic. The doctor administered 4 fluids before leaving. Waking to the 4 drip, Chase croaked, your neighborhood rain's toxic or something? Sure. I'm not weak. He rasped. Haven't been sick in years. Check these guns, pure masculinity here. Obviously the rain's fault. I humored him. My testosterone levels could bench press a truck. He insisted. Fever bright eyes locking onto me. Tina, his voice turned gravelly. The slight directional challengeness? My only flaw. Noted. Rolling away. He muttered, need space to preserve dignity. I'll sit quietly. Your presence short-circuits my brain. Check the 4 later. Closing his door, I caught his muffled grumble through the wood. Sean. My image is ruined. The plaintive tone made me chuckle silently. The next day, Chase needed continued 4 treatment. Yet he insisted I take him sightseeing around the city. You're still recovering. Let's just rest at home, I urged. I'm perfectly fine. He thumped his pectoral muscles dramatically. Built like a tank. See? I wanted to tell him real men could get lost sometimes. Real men could catch fevers from rainstorms. Being macho didn't require becoming some invincible superhero. But he wouldn't hear it. Stubbornly demanding our outing. Over the following days, I escorted him to multiple landmarks. We returned 2 days early. Me heading home while Chase went straight to the office. Then Liam's text arrived. Tina. Let's discuss student council and club opportunities. Interested? Eagerly accepting. We met the next day. Liam suggested the publicity department and campus press. Sign-ups begin after break. He advised. Thanks, Liam. I'll register immediately when term starts. I nodded. Joining officially. The vice president scheduled my shifts for Wednesday and Friday nights alongside him. That first Wednesday after class, I hurried to the department office. Midway through Liam's orientation, my phone rang. Chase's voice demanded, why aren't you home? Oh, Auntie Zoe didn't tell you? I'm on night shift here. Staying in the dorm. Before Chase could respond, Liam interjected, Tina. The press roster's posted you made it. Really? I exclaimed excitedly, telling Chase. Gotta go. Who's with you? His voice turned leaden. Our department head. I hesitated. That guy hitting on you? Well, yes. The line went dead. I immediately checked my messages. Liam! I'm in the group chat now. He congratulated me. Reviewing protocol. Hours later. Abrupt knocking revealed Chase glowering in the doorway. What are you doing here? He glared at Liam. You said you'd be late. I'll wait. Liam approached, Tina's brother. Visitors aren't. I'm family. Chase declared arrogantly, dragging him outside. I hissed, I told you I'm staying at the dorm. Alone with him? He jabbed at the door. He's my department head. I'm new here. I explained patiently. Chase snorted. Only you would buy his crap. He's just using work as an excuse to be alone with you. You really can't see it? Chase Ching suddenly grabbed my wrist. Tina Young. His voice dropped to a growl. I'm a man. I know exactly what he's thinking. That he wants to ask me out. I cut him off, meeting his stormy gaze. Since you're such an expert on male intentions, does that mean you want to pursue me too? Chase faltered, his grip tightening as he pulled me toward the stairwell. We're going home. This is ridiculous. I finally snapped. Liam Lin emerged from the shadows. Tina's made her choice. Respect that. He emphasized the last word pointedly. Chase looked him up and down with undisguised contempt. This doesn't concern you. Turning back to me. His tone turned dangerously soft. Get your things. Now. I'm on duty tonight. The temperature in the room plummeted. Gone was the usual playful glint in Chase's eyes. Last chance. Are you coming? No. He released me so abruptly I stumbled. Without another word, he strode out of the building. The silence stretched. Our Cold War had officially begun. I avoided the Wilson family apartment for days until Auntie Zoe must have alerted Mrs. Wilson. When the matriarch called me at work that Friday, I forced a laugh. Just a minor disagreement. Mrs. Wilson. We'll sort it out. I'm not worried. Her warm chuckle crackled through the phone. Young people need these little storms to clear the air. Relief flooded me. Chase's overreaction still stung. But maybe he'd been genuinely concerned. That night found me hovering outside the familiar penthouse. Has Chase come home? I whispered to Auntie Zoe. Before she could answer, the door flew open. Chase stood silhouetted in the golden light. His expression unreadable. He brushed past me to collapse on the leather sofa. Chase. Please. I trailed after him. Let's talk about this. Don't flatter yourself. He tossed his jacket aside. The movement deliberately careless. Just watch your back around that Lin kid. He's trouble. I nodded, swallowing arguments about Liam being merely a student council colleague. The next morning found us walking into the Wilson mansion together. Mrs. Wilson's eyes sparkled. Made up already? What's to make up? Chase tilted his chin defiantly. Exactly. I chimed in, earning an approving smirk. So childish. Weeks later, during another Wednesday night shift, Liam cornered me by the copier. Tina. His fingers brushed mine. Be my girlfriend. The request hung between us. Liam. I withdrew my hand. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. College is the time for dating. Right? He chuckled. Besides, I got you into the student council and helped you so much. You should at least show some gratitude. I froze before laughing incredulously. What kind of gratitude are you expecting? Liam Lin maintained his warm, gentlemanly smile. The student council operates like real society. You understand how these things work, don't you? My jaw dropped. Chase was absolutely right about him. This two-faced snake finally showed his true colors. I scoffed, boyfriend material? Your character's rotten. Also, let's be real, you're average looking. Out of shape. And honestly, being publicity committee chair isn't worth subjecting myself to this cringe. Liam's face darkened. Excuse me? Rolling my eyes. I packed my stuff and left. His threat followed me. Tina Young. Walk out that door and you'll be blacklisted from every student council department. I slammed the door shut, cutting off his nonsense. I thought that was the end of it. Then campus rumors exploded claiming I'd quit the publicity committee because Liam caught me hitting on him and kicked me out. Tina. Everyone's talking about you. When I tried calling Liam, he'd already blocked me. Classic. All four of us girls cornered him in an empty classroom. Liam showed no fear facing us. This is the truth, he insisted. Wendy Wong lunged at him, cursing his entire family lineage. Molly Chen and I pulled her back. Enough. I steadied Wendy before coldly addressing Liam. I'm filing a police report. He sneered, be my guest. At the police station, they took our report but cautioned me, defamation cases are tricky. Gathering concrete evidence against rumors is like catching smoke. Returning to the apartment around 5 p.m. I found Chase Ching absent. I had dinner with Auntie Zoe instead. Chase finally returned near 10 p.m. He knocked on my bedroom door where I was studying. Enough books. He grinned. You'll strain your eyes. Come watch TV with me. Like that's easier on eyes? I laughed, following him out. The lunatic picked a horror movie. Worse. He kept flinching and burrowing into my arms during scary scenes. I teased, Chase. Didn't know you were scared of ghosts and bad with directions? He looked baffled. How aren't you terrified? Easy. I shrugged. Mom always said I'm a fairy. Fairies don't fear ghosts. Whether walking alone at night or watching horror flicks. I just remember I'm magical. Chase blinked. That actually works. Try it. But I'm not a girl. I patted his shoulder. Just say you're Erlingshan. Chase nodded. Cool. Erling's badass. Loyal guard dog. I finished with a smirk. Chase. As I cracked up, he turned on the lights. You seem cheerful tonight. Anything to share? Seriously. The self-hypnosis trick works. Just convince yourself next time. After processing the translation according to requirements, Chase Ching silently looked at me for a moment before nodding. All right. I'll give it a try next time. Let's sleep. He stood up. I also rose and returned to the bedroom. My phone kept vibrating with messages from our girls' group chat. Chloe Chow, Tina. I asked my parents. For situations like this, we can hire a lawyer. The attorneys working with our family company are top-notch. Tina. Let me connect you with them. Wendy Wang, if you ask me. Beat him up first. If that doesn't work, then get a lawyer. Molly Chen, Wendy. Keep talking nonsense and I'll kick you out. Warmth flooded my heart. How fortunate I was to have such friends. Okay guys. Get some sleep now. Let's wait to hear what the police say first. Wendy Wang, why did you only surface now? Don't ask. Chase dragged me to watch a horror movie earlier. Molly Chen, did he say anything? I paused. Say what? Molly Chen, good night. 2 more good nights popped up below. I sent my own good night and went to sleep. The next day at school, I unexpectedly received a call from the student council president. He requested a meeting where he told me, you can continue participating in student government. Would you like to explore other departments? Though you're welcome to stay in publicity if you prefer. I was stunned. Haven't you heard the rumors? The president smiled. We've investigated the matter with Mr. Chang's assistance. Also, Mr. Chang made a substantial donation to our student council and repeatedly vouched for your character using his company's reputation. Mr. Chang? I blinked. Chase Chang? The president nodded. Something bubbled up in my chest. After excusing myself, I sprinted to find Chase. When I finally reached his company, he was still in a meeting. I waited nearly an hour before he returned. Seeing me, he froze momentarily. "What brings you here?" This man truly lived by accomplish the deed then walk away quietly. Liam Lin apologized to me. The student council president said I can rejoin any department I want. And that you sponsored them. I took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Did you do all this for me?" Chase waved airily. "Just minor things." I barely remember. I hugged him tightly. "Thank you." When I released him, I noticed Chase's ears had turned bright red. "Chase, are you blushing?" "What?" He touched his face. "No way. Grown men don't blush." "Don't slander me." Suppressing laughter, I thanked him sincerely again, then added, "Anne, I'm sorry about our fight over Liam Lin before." Chase tugged his earlobe. "I know you weren't really fighting for him." My words were poorly chosen too. "How did you uncover Liam's dirt?" "I always told you that guy was shady." Chase grew animated. "He's been exploiting his position to harass multiple girls. They were too scared to speak up until I convinced them it wasn't their fault and they agreed to testify." He continued proudly, "Those rumors about you? All traced back to him. Easy peasy when you're a tech wizard with connections like mine." I nodded in agreement, smiling. He certainly was. "But you really didn't have to sponsor the student council for me," I said. Chase Ching raised an eyebrow with cocky amusement. "What can I say? Your brother's loaded." The school had publicly announced Liam Lin's expulsion. He'd victimized more people than just me. This outcome was exactly what he deserved. Remembering something, I turned to Molly Chin. "Did you tell Chase?" "Sure did. Back when you went to file the police report." Molly crossed her arms. "Sleazy as it sounds, these things get resolved faster when money talks. So that's why Molly had asked me what Chase said that day. Your precious Chase treats you so well. Aren't you going to show some appreciation?" Molly prodded. My heart twitched, but I shrugged casually. "I already thanked him. Words are cheap." Molly rolled her eyes dramatically. "You should be offering to marry him instead." Chloe Chow sauntered over. "Seriously? You don't like Chase at all?" The denial stuck in my throat. Truth was, after all this time together, I'd developed real feelings. His sunny personality, his chivalrous nature, being with him made me genuinely happy. Was this love? I shook my head. "I'm not sure." Molly snapped her fingers. "Easy fix." I didn't understand Molly's easy fix until days later when she dragged us to a nightclub. We arrived at 7 p.m., with Wendy Wang squealing about her first clubbing experience. As we moved through the crowd, Chloe suddenly shouted, "Isn't that Chase? Who's that woman with him?" Wendy gasped. "Holy shit! They're hugging." My stomach dropped when I saw Chase indeed embracing someone. All my excitement evaporated. Molly whispered in my ear, "How's that feel?" I turned to see her smirking. "That sour, twisted feeling? That's how you know you've caught feelings." She was right. My chest burned with acidic jealousy. I'd truly fallen for Chase. But now he clearly had someone else, someone with the perfect curves he always admired. I stared at my shoes, desperate for air. Molly suddenly yanked me toward the couple. "Stop it, Molly!" I struggled uselessly as she hauled me to Chase's booth. Then I heard his angry shout, "The hell are you doing? Get off me!" He shoved the person violently, making them stumble back. The impact knocked off their wig, revealing Sean Gu. Molly nudged me. "Who did you think it was?" I looked back at Chase, stunned. Chase Ching was startled and immediately grabbed my hand to pull me outside. He anxiously explained, "It's not what you think." I widened my eyes slightly. Chase gritted his teeth. Who knows what's wrong with that guy lately? Could it be you're misunderstanding the situation? I really don't like him. Chase pressed his lips together, adopting that characteristic Wilson family stubborn expression. I only like you. That's not a crime. Is it? Loving someone isn't illegal. It took tremendous effort to suppress my racing heartbeat. But didn't you say you don't like the little sister type? I changed my mind. Is that allowed? I'll like whatever type I want. Chase tilted his chin up with that signature Wilson arrogance. Under my steady gaze, his bravado quickly crumbled. Tina. I swear I don't have feelings for Shangu. How could I possibly like him? I finally couldn't hold back my laughter. Sean was probably conspiring with Molly Chin to test my feelings for you. Chase froze. What feelings? I pulled him closer, rising on tiptoes to brush a kiss against his lips. These kinds of feelings. Chase stared at me wide-eyed. You kissed me? After the initial shock, his familiar swagger returned. I knew you liked me. Can't blame you though, I'm extremely likable. Now everything became clear. I loved Chase Cheng. And Chase Cheng loved me. Maybe being someone's arranged marriage partner since childhood wasn't such a bad fate after all.